My next equation we're going to look at, and we're going to do a pretty similar process to what we did with our circle. We are going to graph x squared plus 4y squared equals 36. Again, I don't know what this looks like. If I look at how this equation is compared to my circle that we saw earlier, I have an x squared and a y squared. I have addition, but my coefficients, where they were the same for a circle, my coefficients are different here. Well, let's see what that does. And start off by making our table. We'll see what we can do. I think the easiest way to start off is let's pick 0 for one of our variables. So if x is 0, for example, I'd have 0 here. When would 4y squared equal 36? And we can solve that. I would divide both sides by 4. And then square root. That gives me plus or minus 3. And we could do the same thing for our y value. Let's put 0 in for y. So all of this would be 0. When is x squared equal to 36? At plus or minus 6. I'll write that out here too. X squared equals to 36 because we plugged in 0 for y. Square root both sides. And we get the plus or minus 6 here. Let's plot those points and see what we can find out. I have the point 0, 3 and 0, negative 3. 6, 0 and negative 6, 0. Now this might give you a pretty good idea already of what this is going to look like, just based off what I see with these 4 points. It looks like this is going to be an ellipse, but let's maybe see if we can find one more set of x and y values to help us graph. And it might not be a very nice set of x and y values, but that's okay. Let's pick, I don't know, maybe because there's this 4 in front of the y squared, let's maybe pick a y value to plug in. And I'm guessing based off of our graph that we can't really have any y values that are more than 3. So let's maybe use 1 as a y value. And since it's y squared, it really could be plus or minus 1. So if y is 1, y squared is 1 times 4. That would give me x squared plus 4 equals 36. Subtract 4 from each side. And square root. And that gives me plus or minus the square root of 32. Now this isn't exactly a nice number to work with, but if we think of what this is as gasp, a decimal, that might make things a little bit easier for us as far as graphing goes. So let's figure out approximately what that square root of 32 is. 5.66. And again, that'll just get us a better idea, making sure that this actually is an ellipse. So 5.66 over 5.5, positive 1, 5.5, negative 1, negative 5.5, 1, negative 5.5, negative 1. So again, this isn't perfect for sure, but it kind of gives us a little bit better of an idea as we go to connect our dots, what this is going to actually look like. And you could certainly pick some more y values, or really even an x value if you wanted to find some more points on there. But that's a good enough idea. All right. So we have an ellipse here. And let's think through those same things that we talked about with our circle. First of all, is this the function? No, if I have the x value of 0, I have two y values that go along with it, 3 and -3. So ellipses are not functions either. What do you think for lines of symmetry? Well, if I drew a line diagonally and flipped it over that line, I don't really think that's going to work. Ellipses, kind of like a football. But if I fold my paper in half this way, that would work. That would be the same on both sides. The y-axis is a line of symmetry. And remember that we can write the equation for vertical lines as x equals something, x equals 0 in this case. And we also have a horizontal line of symmetry, our x-axis, which we can write its equation as y equals 0. And then let's think domain and range again. For my domain, my x values, the lowest is -6, the highest is +6. My domain would be -6 is less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 6. And then my range, my y values, the lowest is -3, the highest is +3. And that's our ellipse. Like I mentioned too, ellipses, we have an x squared and a y squared. There's addition, but our coefficients are different.